COP28 negotiations in Dubai were intense right up to the last hour of the last day on the 13th of December 2023, delivering the final text, which was called the UAE Consensus. And COP28 was held in the hottest year on record, a year of extreme dramatic climate events, from wildfires in Canada to major floods and cyclones in the Middle East. The climate scientists were given centre stage at COP28, not only reiterating that human-induced greenhouse gases, particularly from fossil fuels, are the major drivers of climate change, but also warning that delays to action could cause more out-of-control, irreversible and abrupt changes through tipping points, such as the melting of the Antarctica ice sheet. For the first time ever, the final communiqué mentioned a transition away from fossil fuels. The wording was not as robust as the phase-out language many wanted, and especially disappointing for small island states who are suffering intensely now. It is, however, a torturous task for nearly 200 countries to agree unanimously on the final wording, and it is encouraging that there is actually more support for phase-out than the text can express. The language is an important acceptance that fossil fuels are the major cause of climate change. A main deliverable of this year's COP was the first ever Global Stocktake, which is the Paris Agreement's process to assess climate action progress every 5 years, and for this to inform and ratchet up climate ambition for the next round of national climate commitments. The stocktake showed that collective global action is woefully off track, heading more in the region of temperature increases of 2.4 to 2.6 degrees C, rather than the 1.5 degrees C North Star. The outcome also included agreement to triple the world's renewable energy capacity and double its energy efficiency by 2030. The emphasis now is not just on transforming key systems to dramatically cut emissions, but also to adapting and responding to the substantial impacts already occurring and dealing with loss and damage that has already been experienced. The finance seeding of the Loss and Damage Fund was an important milestone, with funding pledges appearing as early as day one at COP28. Although the final $800 million of total commitments pales into insignificant with the tens of billions of damage that accompany, for instance, the flooding in Pakistan. It is, however, an important stake in the ground for climate justice for the global south, who have done least to contribute to the problems and suffering most now. Outside of the formal negotiations, there was also significant progress on creating more sustainable food systems and protecting forests, as well as new commitments to reduce methane emissions. Methane is a powerful greenhouse gas that has accounted for a third of the global warming seen since the Industrial Revolution. There were disappointments and limited progress in some areas of the negotiations, notably in carbon markets and details around adaptation targets and financing. The COP28 outcome also does not tackle many of the financial requirements where trillions of dollars are needed to provide capital for economies to transition and adapt. COPs set important tones from the top, but ultimately the outcomes are just words that need hard work on the ground to turn these decisions into reality. Greenbank continues to recognise that climate change is such an integral part of the macroeconomic landscape that will shape the business world more and more dramatically going forward. We factor in the climate risks to our investment models, for instance, through damage to valuations that may appear from stranded assets, but also track carefully all the sustainability transitions in many sectors for the enormous amount of opportunities for those businesses who are delivering the solutions and operating in a way that will benefit people and planet.